So perimeter is just the distance around the outside of a shape. So in our rectangle there, if you go add up all the sides, so if you did length, add width, add length, add width, you'd end up with the perimeter of that shape. But when you've got a simple shape like this, there are easier ways of doing that. So instead of doing length, add width, add length, add width, what we can actually do is do length, add width, and then just double it, because all we were going to do was do length, add width again. So we've got some examples here. They give us the length and the width, and we have to do the perimeter. So for number 1, all you need to do is add the length and width together, which is 18, and then you just double it. So you say 18 times 2 is 36. So that's your answer. Your answer is 36 millimetres. Now your units are just millimetres, not squared this week, because we're not doing area anymore, we're just doing distances. So number 2, we just say 3 add 9 is 12, double that is 24, and it's metres. Number 3, 5 add 4 is 9, double that is 18 centimetres. 6 add 8 is 14, double that is 28 metres. 5 add 11 is 16, double that is 32, and then 7 add 12 is 19, 2 times 19 is 38. So it's quite simple, just add them together and double them. Now we can come back the other way round. Now if you remember what we did when we worked out the perimeter, we did length add width and then we doubled it. So if we're going to do this backwards, the first thing we'll do is half it, and then we'll take away whichever side they've given us. So it's probably easier if you see the examples here. So they've given us the perimeter and they've given us the width, and we've got to work out the length. So the first thing you do is do half of your perimeter. So if you divide that by 2, it equals 11. And then you just say 11, take away 9 is 2. So that's your answer, 2 metres. So this one, the perimeter is 28. First thing we do is half it. So we say 28 divided by 2 is 14. And then you just say 14, take away 8 is 6. So that would be 6 metres. And this one, half of 18 is 9. And then you say 9, take away 6 is 3 millimetres. So very straightforward here. Half of 16 is 8, take away 3 is 5. Half of 20 is 10, take away 4 is 6. And half of 30 is 15, take away 5 is 10 centimetres. So that's quite straightforward. Now your squares this time are very, very simple, because if you remember, all the lengths, all the sides of the square are the same length. So instead of doing length, add length, add length, and length, all you have to do is do length times 4. So as long as you know your 4 times table, these are very simple. So number 13, 5 times 4 is 20, 7 times 4 is 28, 1 times 4 is 4, 2 times 4 is 8, 11 times 4 is 44, and 8 times 4 is 32. So that's okay. And coming back the other way, you're just dividing by 4 this time. Because if you know you've added 4 lengths together, to find out what one of them is, just divide by 4. So 12 divided by 4 is 3. 24 divided by 4 is 6. 40 divided by 4 is 10. 28 divided by 4 is 7. 32 divided by 4 is 8. And 36 divided by 4 is 9. So that's very simple, very straightforward. Right, now we've got some more complicated shapes. Now, this L shape, you can't just work it out. You have to actually go round and add the things up. Now, I always like to start in the top left-hand corner. So I usually put a little cross there so I can see what I'm doing. And then you work your way round the shape, adding up the sides as you go. And when you get back to the cross, you know you've done all the sides. So I also like to draw on it as I go round so I can see what I'm doing. So I'll start off with 1 centimetre, plus 4 is 5, plus 8 is 13, plus 4 is 17, plus 4 is 21, and plus 8 is 29. So quite straightforward, just go round adding it up as you go. Right, now the next one, we've got a missing side here. So if you see this side, we don't know what that is. So we need to work it out before we can do the perimeter. Now if you have a look, we know that side and we know that side. Now if we move that down, you can see that those two added together will give you that one. So A must be 3. So that's simple. So we know that A is 3. And now we just add it up like we did before. We just go round, adding up the sides as we go. And your total there is 22. Right, now the next one, this time we've got this long side down the side missing. Now what you can do here is you can say, I know that one's 5, I know that one's 4. We move that up, you can see it better. So we know these two added together will give you this one. So you just say 5 add 4 is 9. So it's 9 centimetres. And then we can just work out the perimeter, go round, add up your sides as you go, and your answer is 30 centimetres. Right, now this one is a T shape. So you've got a few more sides this side, but you just do it the same way. You just go round and you add up the sides as you go, like that. So that's quite straightforward. Now this time we've got a missing side here. Now what we've got to do here is say, do you see that side and that side are the same size? If we move it down a bit, you can see they're exactly the same. So if we know what this one is, we know what this one is. So we know that that one is 4 centimetres. Now it would also work for these two. That one and that one are the same size. So if you knew what that one was, but you didn't know what that one was, it's just going to be the same as that. And now we work out the perimeter. So we go round. And there we are, the perimeter is 36. Now this time it's one of these sides here. Now this would work if it was that side, or it was that side, or it was that side. It's just one of these three along here. Now we know the long side and we know the other two of the short ones. So if we just move that over, you can see 4 add 1 is 5, so that bit's 5. It's 14 altogether, so we know that bit must be, I don't think that's right, is it? Right, okay, this has come up as 5. It should have been 9 because 4 add 1 is 5 and you need to make it up. But when I've added up the perimeter, I've done it as 5, so let's just see. So you just go round there. Okay, right, okay, so sorry about that, but anyway. But remember, you do the same idea. If you know this side, you just add up these two and take it away from there. If you know this side, you just add up the other two. Right. Now this last one, I haven't got an animation for you, so I'm just going to show you this one. We don't know this long side down the side, but we do know this one here is 4, and we know this one here is 4, and we also know this one here, now we could put that in there so we can see it better, is 2. So if you add them up, 4, 6, 10. So we know this missing side here must be 10 centimetres. And then you can just do your, you can go round, so you do 2, 6, 7, 9, 10, 14, 16, 26. Like that. Very easy. Sometimes I come back round the other way just to check. So you can say, let's have a look, you can go 10, 12, 16, 17, 19, 20, 24, 26. So that's a good way of checking.